All right, we'll go back on the record in People versus Limon, BF 1668018. She's present in court with her attorney, and the people are represented. You have Mr. Hearn still on the stand, subject to direct by Mr. Smith. And all 12 plus 4 in the box. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Nice to see you all back. When we broke for lunch, we were listening to 51J as in Juliet. We're on page 10. Mr. Smith, would you be kind enough to start it back up on or about that position?
No. Okay. Totally, yeah. Okay. Okay. Hold on. I can't call him. I just like to talk to them. I got the picture and I have no idea of the helmet or I can't see. Okay. And then what and what when and what and where was that? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. I'll keep my bed. Okay. Thank you. You couldn't. This is just so weird. You said that like the video we have, with the guy on there is wearing his helmet in the store. He said, which is weird, you know. And he said that hold on a minute, and then he said like you could see like his nose through it. And they're having up the video experts look at that video now. Look at this video now. No, I said I can't see it. He was wearing a helmet. behind the car. Driving, I'm gonna explain it exactly. It's so weird. Like he's pulling behind a black car by the pump.
He's pulled behind the black car.
Long socks on.
He what?
The guy has long socks on. It's actually, I don't know if motorcycle doesn't, it looks kind of like a chopper.
So, he has long socks on.
Long white socks on. A black helmet. And a backpack. And a black suit top. And he doesn't get black and just like the nurse, so it's really good here. He kept his helmet on. There, you could see his nose.
He was what?
You could see his nose.
He looks like he was nervous.
No, you could see his nose. He said,
Oh, he looks like he can see his nose. Okay. Well, if he went inside with his, if he went inside, they should be able to have the inside footage too. And they should also be able to have, excuse me, they should be able to have a license plate, right? Like if it's on the back of the thing, you can see license
it's side. It's his side.
It's what?
It's his side. It's so weird.
Well,
Why the fuck do you know this guy? Like, you can't even see him. Let me know what you think. It's not too good. It's a picture of a picture. Sabrina, we think this is our guy who recognize this person on the motorcycle.
it's weird to me that he was so short, but you're like, if you tried to get his ID, you know, well,
He asked the guy that can do that. Yeah, I was going to do that piece as well. He said that to go back there and look at the deal on the inside.
even still, what if, like, no, it's a picture of a picture. Like,
I forgot with the helmet on.
I wonder what makes them think this was him.
That's what I want to know.
Everything in the video does not have shortcuts. You know?
Right.
And it's hard to see, but it looks like he has like dark long pants on.
Or like a jacket, some kind of heavy jacket. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so weird because he's like, you have like a white male, a skinny, tall white male suspect. We think this is our guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just trying to get. I'm pretty sure he has a whole lot of other stuff that he's thinking about. And he's just trying to beat you a little bit at a time to see what happened in our conversation.
Gosh, this is just a nightmare. All the way around, I can't even. You just. I just don't want it to happen. I can't believe any of this has happened. I can't believe how strong, you know what I mean? I can't believe that someone out their business run, you know, and
One thing on top of the next year.
yeah, I mean, I felt sick, I can't, you know.
If he's to the point where he's just trying to be following information he can get from I just made some conversations, but I want you to call her back and forth.
You what?
I'm sorry. I was just thinking of something. He is clearly he's clearly going to fall against the question, you know. And hopefully not you, but hopefully we don't know. I just hopefully help me to have the right attitude. I'm kind of upset. Angry, that this affects me. The difference. I pump. Clearly, I see that they want to look at me. Clearly, they want to look into us. It just seems so obvious. It seems like a lot of this right here. Right here. Let's go. Please, for your name's sake. Please stand up for your name. We are broken, but we are bearers of your name. We are broken, but we are bearers of your name. Help us to bear your name and help daughters of God to not have a reason to walk. Please, God, please. Don't come up reason. Help me to be strong. Help me to live quickly. Please, God. Oh, baby.
I hate that.
I don't like it either. What? No matter what comes, it's like, no matter what comes, God knows that happened. And it's broken as shameful as we've been.
Yeah,
We do get to spend eternity by heaven.
yeah. Yeah,
We have to live for Him. This short life will just pay over everlasting. We will have with God.
yeah.
We don't want to pay for that day, but when that day comes, we will be Jesus face to face. We'll live with it for eternity. There will be no offense. You know, as far as I can tell right now, aside from the people that we're waiting for, it is our story
how can they, oh, just so crazy. Oh.
I would go so far as to think that he doesn't have those that was not something just God. This is obviously them just talking. I'm going to say 99% now. I'm sure, like 99% sure, because I saw
Anywhere.
you know, and so they're obviously building on its big, and they're just going to throw a little bone out there, you know, how so
Yeah.
tell them what you know, which is only what
I know that you're not a mother, you know. And so I just know you're not a mother, you know.
yeah. Well, I know that too. And you know, if they send you a good picture of me,
Oh gosh.
and say, you know, hey, here's a picture of John Hearn, you know him. Of course, no lie, you know, no lie to him. At this point, especially because they were already going to be bringing me in to talk to me, so, you know, that's right. If they want my number or whatever, feel free, you know. It's, part of the process, you know.
Or if they ask if I've been having a relationship with you.
No, because we already see what they're doing. We already see what they're doing. You know, like, they're not, if they're going to start the rabbit process, we want our lawyer there from the beginning, because we don't want to just let them grab us for a long time before we have a lawyer. And then after the fact, we get a lawyer who's now already like 2 steps behind, you know. Like, well, you know what, I'd rather talk to you in person. But, you know, rather than, because here's the thing, is I think maybe it would be best to be respectful of him in that way. And, you know, at the end of the day, he's just a detective doing his job. But he's also kind of rapping. So, if he's going to hold his phone and say, you know, do you recognize him? Yeah, I do. Well, who is he? And all this stuff, you know. Like, well, I don't want to do. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think names and phone number and stuff like that, or do you think like, well, they obviously already know? They already know the person.
They have to know. There's no way that they don't. You know, pretty much. I mean,
So I think it's probably like, I mean,
and what?
what's that?
And what?
I almost think it would just be best to say, hey, could I schedule a time to talk to you? You know,
Yeah. Me? You think I should?
or not necessarily schedule a time to talk, but thinking more of like, well, I'd rather, talk first. Or maybe not.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to go there. I mean, and say what?
Well, I feel like the direction they're going right now, if they're just getting a little bit more information at a time, so it's just like, let's do this first thing, maybe call that. Okay, we're clear.
Yeah, that's
First
true.
thing. Okay,
This is jacking me up, like.
yeah, and so at this point, it's just, like, if you're gonna do this cruel and unusual, like, you know what, text him and say, something about just this being very stressful for you, and that if this ever goes out to, like, or to a attorney or to a courtroom or something, it should be clear, like, he's hitting you up late at night when your kids are in bed, trying to push you for stuff, and it's like, hey, the next lawyer, thanks for your work, we can get some kind of picture with her, or maybe just call him and say, hey, this whole thing is,
Like, why does he think, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me at all. I don't get
but
it.
I think it should be recorded and reported that you are stressed about this and that you're going to bed.
Yeah.
Just like,
What?
do you
But
think,
like, as far as, right?
text it, like, hey, the victim Meyer, this whole thing is kind of stressing me out.
No, I think that sounds suspicious. I think that
Okay,
I just sleep on it.
what's that?
What, are we just speaking of tonight?
Yeah, I think you should know that, like, not to bother you till tonight.
Well, I just won't respond to him. I mean, I'll just go to sleep.
Just, it was stressful for you thinking about implications of relationship and everything, so,
Oh, yeah, totally stressful. I mean, it's just too crazy to me, I just, I can't.
I don't know that, just for tonight, I don't know that there's a direct benefit for, like, avoiding calling my phone, so if you, if it comes up tonight, definitely just call my phone, you'll be right by me. Right by me.
Okay.
And just say, hey, just so I can pray.
Okay.
And then, if you need to talk at all, please, like, I would love to talk about it, sure. But I don't want to also make you sleep deprived, because if they're going to do something tomorrow, and,
Yeah.
push on you tomorrow or something.
I have a meeting with Brittany and the principal tomorrow at 11. And then I'm supposed to meet with Julie from the church, so. But.
Well, that being said, it's
You are?
I said, I want you, that being said, I want you to be able to have some sleep too.
Yeah, I'm tired, so I'm gonna, I want you to get some rest as well.
I will. I'm gonna actually sleep because you know what? God is in control and nothing will happen. God is allowed to happen. And pray, sleep, pray, sleep, pray, honestly pray, and yeah, I would say don't respond to Victim Meyer no matter what. Don't worry, just
If he says okay anymore, I'm like, do you want me to call you if I hear that coming? I'm just, I don't know.
yeah.
If I hear anything else, I'll call you.
But that.
I just worry about the kid, you know.
I would say you not supposed to get Sabrina.
I love him so much,
God is in control of their lives.
you know.
God is in control. That's all.
Yeah.
And I would love to be right there next to you as one, praying and giving them for gospel.
Yeah. That's what I thought, That's what I thought. I didn't understand how this could happen, you know. But I felt like a part of you know, you know. I just want to glorify God, you know, and worship and love God in the way that, and others, you know, the way that He wants me to. Okay. Yeah. The song's pretty spiky. Try it again. Yeah. No, I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh God, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God, we are on our faces inside our heart because we have nothing left but you. God, we want to think of all these ways that our story works. We want to think of all these ways that our reputation can be saved. Trying to think of all these ways to be in control, but God, we're not. You are. You're in control. none should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But you have, through our adultery, you have brought us to repentance. Through our sin, you have brought us to repentance. God, please, bring the rest of the world to repentance. For our ministry, help us to not be caught for this, to not be destroyed for this. Help us to not be have our story announced and told by people who don't care about your name, who don't care about us, who don't care about anything themselves. God, there are people just like with gnashing teeth, circling around out there, just wanting to hear a story, just wanting to hear some prophet. God, please save the sacred nature of our relationship. I know it was so messed up. God, please save it. Please save it. God, please save it. Jesus Christ.
Amen.
I love you today.
I love you too, Jonathan. So much.
And I'll try to get in touch with you, obviously, if I get contacted first.
Yeah, please. Please do. Please do. I love you too. I love you so much. Never forget that, okay?
Never.
Ever.
Please never forget that
I won't forget it.
God has taught me through.
Me too. He's taught me too, and I know that. And I still love with everything in me. So I find that I just want to live for him, you know. Okay, well, I'll be in touch for sure. Okay, I love you too. Okay.
All right, record reflect, excuse me, 51J was placed for the jury.
Mr. Hearn, first question. What is wrong with the phones at the fire station?
I cannot speak for Redlands Fire Department's phone system.
Evening of November 17th, what were you doing?
I was at work at either an overtime shift or a shift trade at Station 264 in Redlands.
Now, when you first received the information, the description, John, and all that followed, what did you think?
I was caught.
So when you first heard the description of John, white male, leaving on a motorcycle, it was pretty obvious to you who they were talking about.
It was.
From that moment on, throughout the evening, we listened to all the recordings from that day. What was your emotional state?
Initially, just devastated. I think when I actually heard the description that she gave me, I practically almost collapsed. I seem to remember being pretty close to the floor when I was talking to her. And just recognizing that those initial impressions I'd gotten, and I spoke to you before about when she gave me the information they said about the DNA, or the night I thought I was going to get arrested. Each one of those sort of surges of new information that brought my mind to think maybe investigation was finally closing in on me. This night, it was the last time I really felt that. So I think for the there were many compound emotions, but not only devastation, but also a little bit of surrender to the situation too. I think you heard in this last recording, page 6, starting to sort of almost try to bargain with God, if he would keep us covered and not reveal the situation, that we would try to live for him. So kind of went through a little bargaining phase, and then by the final pages by the final portions of that recording, coming very near to just finally sort of letting go and being repentant. I think the only two things I was holding on to preventing me from full-on repentance was just my love for Sabrina and that relationship, and just the sheer fear of being caught and held in judicially responsible for the crime.
One of your initial responses or thought processes is that somebody's trying to frame us. Is this something that you had spoken about with Sabrina prior to this phone call in the context of your greater plan?
After that initial impression that they were probably closing in on me, and I would say probably a majority of the phone calls from this night were fortified with the awareness that I was speaking to an audience, specifically this jury. Or rather, I should say, potentially my own jury.
Show you what's been previously marked people's $16. This is that, I guess, letter that came out of your clothes that were in the hamper that you previously testified to. So in the context of DNA, but you wrote, just because you found Jonathan Hearn doesn't mean, and then it says, someone trying to frame him. I know it wasn't him. Are these topics that you spoke with Sabrina about the framing and that, to declare that I know it wasn't him, meaning you?
Let me see if I can recall this. Yes, we did speak on that.
Okay. What did you and Sabrina speak about?
As far as the investigation goes, if we had discussed that if my name was suggested by Mr. Meyer, this was sort of part of that alibi we had developed with insisting that every aspect of anything they could find between Sabrina and I was only the vestiges of secrecy over a affair and nothing more than that. So even if they did have a witness or secret witness or suggestions from friends, specifically probably Jason and Kelly, that those could be excused as being nothing more than, or rather that we were hiding nothing more than an affair. And so anyone suggesting more than that was simply trying to frame us.
You seem to have quite a bit of consternation within these audios about Jason and Kelly and whether or not they're the ones that were the secret witness. Why is that?
Jason and Kelly were the only people that I had knowledge of who knew directly about the affair that I'd had ongoing with Sabrina. As far as I knew, Sabrina had said that Rob would not talk to anyone about marital problems. So I wasn't worried that Rob had been talking to other people. So as far as I knew, Jason and Kelly were the only people who knew about this years-long affair.
Draw your attention to November 17, 2014 at 21:06 hours. You talk about, it's page 1, lines 13 through 14. You make the statement, I think we kind of mutually, and it's unintelligible, you know, at the end of the day, again, unintelligible, accountable for our actions. What did you mean by that?
Both here and in a number of other places where I guess it could be inferred that there was some accountability to take for actions. This is prefaced with the awareness that we both know about a murder, and so whether or not we say that, whether or not it's whether or not we're saying it's adultery or the other things we're willing to confess over the phone, that had been previously discussed that we would not say anything more than that on the phone. So any inferences, this one specifically and a couple others I saw, certainly were some of the groanings of my soul at the time, but were muted a little bit because of potential audience.
You use terminology, selfishness, our story. Is that, in essence, kind of code?
Certainly, along the lines of what I just described.
Okay, so what is it code for? When you're saying we don't want our story to come out, what are you saying?
Well, we had discussed as part of the alibi we could supply to investigators that that's what we didn't want coming out is our story, and our story meant that people would find out that we had been having an affair prior to Rob's death, because then people would become suspicious. But between Sabrina and I, we clearly knew that there was more than that just at stake. So when I'm saying our story, it's something that we previously discussed a few times. I certainly meant the whole story.
When you meant the whole story, you were speaking about the murder of Robert Limon.
I was.
Okay. In these transcripts we've listened to where you talk about your selfishness in our story, you're talking about the murder of Robert Limon, correct?
Certainly.
Your Honor, if I may approach, add some items marked previously.
Equals 52A through 52D for
evidence at this time, previously testified to by Detectives Meyer and King.
One second, Mr. Smith, please. Any objection, Mr. Cherry? Admitted. It'll be admitted, Mr. Smith.
I would request to play 52A at this time.
Any objection, Mr. Cherry?
Admitted.
It'll be admitted. Proceed, Mr. Smith. Deputy Barron will hand out 52A as in alpha. All right, it appears that all members of the panel have a copy of 52A. Mr. Smith, whenever you're ready.
And now playing November 18, 2014 at 0600 hours.
Hello.
Good morning, my father.
Good morning.
Can I make you up? I'm so sorry.
Not at all. You didn't make it.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I just wanted to check up now. I just wanted to let you know I'm loving you and praying for you. Just love you so much.
I love you too. I love you too, and I hate all this. I wish,
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. But I do it just and I do. I shouldn't go away and we're not being subject of investigation, you know, but apparently God has another plan, and I'm just last night I don't know what, I'm just trying to find that, you know, I'm trying to conform to it and ready for his plan, because obviously it's not our plan, but you know, do what's right. I want to live for him no matter what. I think all of this could be
his test passed and their test denied. I could have seen this if we turn it back on him and this time that he's, correcting us and giving us what we deserve.
Yeah.
And, oh, I love you so much. I love you so much.
Well, I love you. I love you so much too. And I just, gosh, I just want all that. I want it to be publicized, But here we go again, and because, my whole thing is like, wow, this is so intense. But, so like God had, purpose in taking her heart. And, and I know that he still does. I know that he does. It's not that I don't think he does, but I just, like you said, I guess we have to pay for, our sins, of adultery,
Oh God, sorry, we're sorry, God. We're so sorry. We want to see you, please. We're so sorry for you. Did you get all my texts and stuff last night? I just, I wasn't for this, so.
I got the Bible first, yeah. Thank you. I didn't hear back from Detective Myers, so I'll call him this morning, before I meet him at school. Just because that would be weird if I didn't.
Well, yeah, of course. I think that's a good idea, and just try to feel them out, and see. I don't know, I guess.
There's no feeling in that.
There's,
I don't.
yeah, I was gonna say there's no feeling about. He has something in his mind, and
That's obvious, but the weird thing is, like, I don't know why he's doing that video in there. It's just weird, because it's just like random.
like what was the connection to a video at the 58 and 95 to the murder if they don't have, like if you can't even make out the person walking there, can't even make out the person walking in that one video, but yet now you think specifically, oh yeah, we think it was a motorcycle, and oh yeah, we think it was a skinny white guy in shorts, like, how is that connection made,
Yeah, that's why I'm so confused.
Right. Which is why I feel like they may not have that connection. It probably is more of a connection coming the other way, saying, we know that, Jonathan Hearn is seeing Sabrina, and so let's try to see if we can grab some information out of Sabrina or out of him. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you want to talk to the I know you said it's so crazy. When I talked to Joe yesterday, she said, oh, I'm never going out with Liz again. And when she drinks, she cries and she slobbers and she's loud and she's this, and I just listened. I said, oh, gosh, I'm sorry. And she said that she started acting weird, like calling out the girl, he was, when she does it, like, I know, like, how she behaves, but then here she starts crying, she's like, and my mom had a crush on Rob, and Rob, bought me, Casey's and a thong to go to the river, and, I knew they, Casey's, like, matching, but, I just thought I was like, no, he didn't do that, and some of this stuff that wasn't true, so I don't know. I was I told Joey, I was like, that's like, I'm not living out anymore, and like, I can't be around that, and I was like, and obviously, alcohol plays a major part in this, of course, I was saying she's crazy and she needs medication and all that stuff, but, I'm like, she just doesn't need to drink alcohol, probably, it would help a lot for her, but then I hear, like, a slum, like, I didn't know anything about that, I don't even know, but, we're done right now, like, and that was something else that the detective, had mentioned, like, I don't even know. I don't know what to think of any of it, like all of this is not, it's just like, it's just so upsetting, I don't think it makes sense.
Oh, baby, I am quite upset, and I just want to call him and have it, get everything to go, because I am truly, I don't know anything, I am not in control, I'm small right now, I feel so small. So, God is, excuse me, God is on the throne.
But there's no way they just came up with John by chance, they just.
Right, I really do feel like they were looking into us specifically, and then probably found, whatever. They're probably like looking down into his address for a long time, and then just just last night wanted to mention. Just everyone mentioned how John and drives a motorcycle. Could you tell like what color the motorcycle was, or if there was like, what's it like? Did it look like?
I tried it, the picture's okay of the motorcycle, but it doesn't look like, it's weird because the guy's in all black helmet, but like, it doesn't look like anybody,
Right.
I can't tell, like, no idea, it's so weird. And as far as, this motorcycle had, black on the back of it, it looked like. And then like a light on the front. I was just, it looked like a shopping light. But I was more looking at the guy.
Right.
And it's like, now I don't recognize him, but like, what a question, it's like, what are they doing here, Like I would say, oh yeah, that's, John Justice, I mean, I can't, I don't recognize the person, but I should.
Well, like I said, I don't know what they have, what they don't, what their modes of, like I feel like they could, been watching me in every time I go out to see you, go up to Arco, and just pull that footage or something, and then use it to try to, convince you of something, or, whatever.
You were followed that night on the day that we thought you were.
Yeah. Sure felt like it.
Yeah. This is just so crazy, but like, I really watched it, like, oh my gosh, like, my husband was murdered, and I get it, I get it. I get that part, but it's just like, to be the one that just happened to is so unreal, And I just feel bad for the kids because they're doing well,
Yeah.
But they're in God's hands, and they always have been, and so have I, and I betrayed God so much, I just, like I said, it's just so weird. I don't know why we didn't meet after, or why I didn't recognize, why I didn't feel the way that I feel now. Like, because I love God so much, and I feel all of my sins like a weight.
Yeah. It's crazy because I still feel his purpose. And it's so tough because in the midst of my sin, I felt, I had all my sin justified. And I had excuses. I had it all justified. But now I want to abolish it. I want to run from sin. I want to leave it behind. I want to live with this purpose of loving God and living for God. And it's tough for me, it's sad for me, thought of, the exposure.
Yeah. And then people, like people are just, and I don't even care about people, I just care about our families and Robin's family,
Yeah, that's really all I care about is, our families.
I just think just my fear is like, there's been, I've watched those investigator shows, and just like I've seen people go to jail that didn't do it, and I remember this one episode specifically, when the guy ended up becoming a detective or a private investigator later, or whatever, but he almost went to jail, and it was, it's just so weird to me, like none of it makes sense.
Right.
None of it does, and then the fact that we had a relationship, I don't know, just all have relationships going, as well. What a horrible way. Here everybody has this view of like love and life, and how much we love each other, and I just didn't want to expose our private, scared and for sure because that's not what Robert died for, you know, and that's, you know, but that's also sin. And that's where I felt like, well, I have to live with things that we've done together, like for whatever, but I know God, choosing God.
Yeah, I beg him for his help and his mercy. I really do.
Car parked up the street, and I can't remember, but nobody's in it. I'm tired of doing that too, you know, like,
Yeah, well, I mean, I honestly feel like they know what they're looking for, and they're looking for me, you know, and I don't think, like, I don't want to be paranoid. I kind of am expecting to visit, you know, anytime, so it's, well, I don't want to be, I don't want you to feel bad either, because you know what, Sabrina, we sinned, I sinned, and you sinned, and it was us, but we, you know, God holds each of us separately accountable, and you know, I need to, you know, give account for all my actions, whether good or bad, and I just, you know, I don't want you to feel bad for me, because I really don't. I feel like it's whatever happens, whether right now they pull up and want to visit, or whether tonight or tomorrow or the next day or 2 years from now, you know, whatever and whenever, I want to be ready, because God, nothing will happen to us that God doesn't know about and allow and have a bigger purpose for. Yeah. And God will be the hero in the end. If not in this life, we have our future secured in Him forever.
yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
You know, there have been a lot of people who not only almost went to jail, but did go to jail for, you know, just what really is a series of unfortunate circumstances and events. And, you know, sometimes, I mean, it happens all the time. The wrong guy goes sometimes. And it's okay, you know, hey, if I do, well, God is allowing it for some reason that I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, I just, like I said, I just don't know what's going on. I don't know, because everything they talk, none of it doesn't add up to, like, their story doesn't equal up for me either, you know, so I guess that there's hope there, you know, because since they really have DNA, which said it makes, I mean, it didn't make sense for a couple different reasons, you know, but I don't know if you have it or if you don't have it. I mean, that would be the answer right there, you know, like, that's not you.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what he's just saying. He was just saying that to get me in there. Yeah? Or like, I don't know what he's, I don't know, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of weird to do.
And if you would just make up a motorcycle because, you know, and obviously I'm not familiar with that gas, like I can tell where that is or who that is or what that, you know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't believe it. It just doesn't even feel real. Like, it's almost just like, why would you watch me? But then, like, I guess, of course they do, you know.
Yeah, I understand their reasoning, you know. I understand.
I just can't. Like, it's just been so powerful, like, that I just want to live for God and preach faith to love the Lord and follow His ways and His wants and His purpose for us, you know.
Me too.
Robbie and I talked yesterday, like on the way when I took him to the dentist. And we just talked, and there was a guy that was walking down the street. Well, there were a couple different ones, and we were discussing them, and I said, you know, maybe he's on drugs, or maybe, you know, drinking. I said, son, wake up and drink really hard. I just told him, and he goes, yeah, those are alcoholics. And I said, yeah. And he's all, Mom, I'm glad you don't drink anymore, because you would, like, pretty much like you're taking way better care of us now. And I said, oh, but yeah, I feel that way too. Will you please forgive me, you know, for the things you've seen me act like, and that I've put, you know, friends and drinking before you and your sister, you know, will you please forgive me? And he's like, yeah, I will. He's like, I think, he's like, God took Dad. That was like your thinking. He goes, and it was a hard one too.
Wow.
I know. And I'm like, well, you know, that is a hard one, Robbie. It's been a hard one, you know. But,
you know, I've thought too, like, God does think us for our problems, and, you know, and it may be that he wants us to sit through a big long court case with, you know, and spend our money on stuff we don't want to spend our money on, like lawyers, and then go through this whole big thing just so that in the end we can be small and we can be nothing, and then say, you know, and then say, okay, now's your chance to really live for God, you know, start from scratch.
yeah, I get that. I understand, you know, it's just right back to the who, you know, it's like, I just feel like, wow, you know, how I just felt the purpose, and I felt the God. I felt that, it did, through the pain, it made sense, you know, like,
You know, it does make sense to me, and I do feel the presence of God, and I do feel humbled, I do feel small, I do feel like I'm on my knees, and I am looking to Him, but, you know,
to go through a court case and our families, and
yeah,
I mean, here it was like, you know,
And it's not in our control. You know?
I know, I just,
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
no, I just felt like, wow, you are a man of God, and like that's what God wanted, that's the path that He chose for the kids and I, you know, like, and I really just, once I've been able to start feeling again, like I felt that way, you know.
I am too. I felt like God already did bring us together for a purpose, and that's why, yes, I know that I've sinned, and yes, I know that I need to get spanked, but this is the part that is confusing me of why God would allow this to happen, because, and I want to ask Him respectfully, you know, not in anger, but respectfully, and because it is peculiar to me, because I really do feel God's purpose. I really do feel God's presence. God, please show us why this is a better way, why this is your way. God, we want to live for you. We want to love you and serve you. We just don't really understand why you've allowed things the way they are. So God, please show us the way. Please help us. Please help us to know if it's your will. Only if it's your will. In Jesus' name, amen.
So, for you, also pray for my working when I talked to the detective this morning, just because I say, so who's your guy? You know? I mean,
Yeah.
They have to have.
Well, yeah, they should know by now. License plate and photos and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know. I mean, I guess, or is that just playing into what they're doing, you know, like, oh, yeah, we've,
How's the guy that you
I almost feel like he'll just be like, oh yeah, it's Jonathan Hearn, do you know Jonathan Hearn? Because he's our suspect right now, whatever. And then just see if you'll leave it to it.
what do I say?
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't want to lie at that point. I feel like he might be lying about details and stuff, but that would be, you know, if this is the route they're going, I think it's kind of unavoidable. And so he just wants to see if he'll deny knowing me, because then he'll probably try to say, yeah, she, you know, Jonathan did it, and she's just covering for him, so we're going to get her for, you know, something too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't want you to deny. Yeah, I want you to deny knowing me. Like, yeah, I know Jonathan Hearn. You've got to be kidding. There's no way. You know? Like, you're retarded. I mean, not really, but like, no way, dude. You should look into that further. Cause, like, I know Jonathan Hearn very well. And no.
And of course, it comes down to like how to know, how to use it, and all that.
Yeah, I guess when it gets to going on that kind of stuff, I mean, it's probably better to
This is horrible. Like, I just go back to like, yeah, but where does that tie in?
see, but he doesn't want, he's not gonna, like, he'll tell you something.
But he throws that off. Also, it's
But,
weird.
yeah, but it kind of will be true, and that's one of the things, is like, he'll tell you something, he'll be like, Oh yeah, Jonathan Hearn, we have a new video footage, and it's of him specifically, and he shows his ID, and like, he can say whatever he wants to say. And then we watch him walk up from there, and then he walks right over, and then it's like, he can say whatever he wants. So, I feel like, they will use ruse lies to obtain information, so that's just kind of how that goes. So,
Meeting today, and I wish he wouldn't have done it.
yeah, I don't know if it would, I don't know if our faith would be stronger or weaker, well, God has a purpose for me being at work today, and this is the last place I would want to be. I would rather be going and sitting down with you and just praying and stuff, but, obviously God didn't allow that to happen, and it's tough, but there's a reason, I guess. There's a reason.
I get it, God, and trust him. I just don't like having to be the job of my thing, as far as our relationships, everything. I don't want to share those feelings with him,
Yeah, I would almost.
Swear about, and I just saw that it was in the world, and that it had to be trained or something. Like, I don't understand how it happened, and I don't get it. It doesn't even compute with me, I can't grasp that, But then that's just like a bad dream. Seriously, I woke up healthy and it's really, but I've been feeling like this has happened, and seriously fall asleep and wake up and it's real. So I'm not here anymore. And and it's worrying. I've actually processed that pain. It felt like I just trust God so much, It's in control.
He sure is. God, please stand up for our help.
All right, we'll take our afternoon recess there, 15 minutes. Remember not to form or express any opinion or discuss the case. See you back in 15 minutes. Page 18.
Sixth in session.
All right, go back in session in People versus Limon. She's present in court with her attorney and the people are represented. You have Mr. Hearn still on the stand, subject to direct by Mr. Smith and all 12 plus 4 in the box. Mr. Smith, I believe when we, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I believe when we left off, you were on page 18, if you'd like to continue, sir.
Harry, do something unbelievable for us, God. Please do a miracle for us. Please, God. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I love you so much, man. I miss you. Oh, I love you. I miss you so much. Do you have like an idea of what time you're thinking of calling today?
What time do you think I should?
You know, I don't know. I was gonna say the earlier the better, just to, you know, because I mean you are. I don't know. I think it's clearly they're just trying to say it's me and trying to just get information out from you. It just kind of jerks you around. But I don't want to just you know, assume.
It's not my year. You're on the
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, nothing. There's
Nothing.
I just,
Okay. Hey, were you able to get a new card for that?
no, I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, we should try to do that sometime soon.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's so weird. And you know what? This picture, I'm looking at it.
Uh-huh.
Looks like Ed.
Looks like Ed.
Yeah, like long shorts, and like black, and it's like
So is there like you said it looks like a chopper. Is the front tire like way out front?
yeah,
Like how like way out front?
not going, but
Is
but it's like a total black helmet, like how it is like a mask. How would I recognize that?
yeah.
Let me
Any like goggles or anything?
I can't tell if it's that deal. But it's like, when you go to pay, you get the,
Huh. That's tricky.
Sabrina never been places that guy. He recognized this person on the motorcycle.
Is the picture of the guy on the motorcycle, or is he like standing next to it?
He's on the motorcycle.
On the motorcycle?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
On the land.
He's what?
Like pulling around. The top. Like pulling around. There's like a car getting gas. And it's like on the side. And the thing that we just have to tell me too, I don't want to tell them. I want to get everybody off.
Yeah.
Looked up, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what to think about any of this.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's,
But I don't think the motorcycle thing is true because it's just like that's just all weird.
the whole John and motorcycle thing.
Well, but John doesn't like where to get John from.
Right. Probably from surveillance and just seeing whose bike it is, you know? And like how it's on the plate or whatever, and then they know whose bike it is.
So then they're maybe after John. I guess, maybe.
I don't know. I was just thinking still along the lines of him trying to frame us, kind of. There's obviously something that they're missing, or else, you know, like, they're missing something and they're waiting for it and they're looking for it, and so it's like, I don't know if they're waiting for, you know, DNA stuff or video stuff or, you know, what exactly they're waiting for, but I feel like they're,
Like I said, I find it so weird too. It was an interesting video.
yeah, just kind of bizarre, you know?
I don't think that's weird.
Yeah. Yeah,
I thought it was weird. I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you still there?
Yeah. Making all this, just on the, just like,
God will be there for us, baby. He will. Yeah, he will. I don't even know, like, it makes me sick to think of, you know, the whole thing, and, yeah, sitting in court and having our relationship aired and stuff like that, but if that's what it takes for God to spank us and send us out to be humble servants of Him, well, you know, we'll have no friends, we'll have no family, we'll have no...
no, we won't. You will not
But-
have any.
But you know what?
That'll be it.
It could be worse, because we could be eternally lost. And that we are not.
Yeah.
And that we are not. And we can, if God blesses us, we can live for Him together forever. And that is still my dream.
So I mean, absolutely, I'm not. Gosh,
Mm-hmm.
this is just so crazy. It's like, I just want maybe Rob, Jonathan, can time.
Yeah, I think all the time how I mean, it wouldn't have been easy, but just how simple it's like it's, you know, I feel like just the fact that Rob died is God like, oh no, this is gonna go my way, you know, this, you guys want divorce? No, it goes this way.
Yeah.
And now you guys are on the limelight, in the limelight.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so thought of that. I'm like, this is so crazy. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe. I mean, the payment robbery would be gone. Period. You know,
Mm-hmm.
or for the kids and for me, for the family, for
Yeah.
the world. You know, for the world.
Yes.
And this was just going to be so painful on top of pain. You know, I just, if I should call the detective right now and just be like,
God, please help us to know what you would have us to do. Help us to be wise and godly and understanding what your purpose is in the midst of all this, and wise about it. And help us to be strong and live for you in Jesus' name. Amen. You know, I think before you talk to him would be, we should decide what we want, what we're okay with saying, because I think he's just on the cusp of saying like, okay, so we have our guy, it's Jonathan Hearn, do you know this guy? And then just go right into just trying to get information, and I don't want it to be like, no, I don't know him, or like, yeah, I know him, and then like, just immediately be like, okay, I don't want to talk anymore, because that seems weird, but to more let him know, like, you know, I know him, and, you know, whatever, we've been friends for a couple of years, and we, like, I know, it's not him. Like, I know that it's not him.
yeah.
You know? You know.
Do you think you would do that over the phone or in person?
I don't know. Do you want to call right now?
You want them to come?
Yeah, I would like to. I mean, if you feel like talking to him right now, if you don't feel like, so just about 7. Should
I send you a message first, like, detective, are you up and running?
gonna say just call her, because I kind of am thinking like, well, we already know he's out to sabotage me. Like, to me, that's already done in my mind. It's like, whether he's on his way to come see me now or to come see me in a month, or any time in between, like I'm on his radar probably because of the phone records. So, regardless of everything, and you're on his radar to try to figure out how much you know. So,
Gosh, I'm on his radar with,
what's that?
I don't know anything, like,
I know, but he has to establish that, especially if it's you and me. He has to establish that you really don't. So, I don't know, I feel like if he puts it out there that it is me that they're looking at, I feel like honestly it would just be for you, like, you gotta be kidding me. No way. I know him, and no way. And no way. Because if we just get into like, well, why do you think it's him? So what did you see something that made you think it was him? He'll just make stuff up, So, like, we can't be the detective. He's the detective. We're just here to tell the story. And if he,
assuming all of these things,
right, of course, yeah. So, I mean, all we can do is just kind of tell the story that we know. And that's it, So,
that it's so early.
I think you and I were up early because we're tripping on it, and he, I think that's totally understandable. That, I almost feel like it might. What do you think? I kind of think like, of course, you're tripping on it, and have been all night. Did you catch him?
Sure, it looks so weird. Yeah. Okay.
Like, who is it? Did you catch him? What's going on? Like, I've been, this kind of getting.
Okay, I'm gonna call him right now. Hold on.
God, please help us to have the right focus. Help us to have the right words. Help us to be strong for you, and to not be overrun by Detective Meyer and his people, but to understand the purpose that you have for us here. You have a purpose for us here. Help us to live in that. In Jesus Christ's name. Help us to love you only, and that be all that we need. In Jesus' name. Yeah. Okay.
And I messaged in my
Good morning, what?
good morning, Detective Meyer. You call me and bother me tomorrow. You call up. I can't believe this.
I can't either. But it is. That's the only, we just gotta deal with it. Pray through it. Yeah. Just have to pray through it. What did you say?
I just said, if you weren't detective minors, you call me and you know what's going on. What's going things on? Thanks. No.
God, please help. Please help that message to find this passage. Please help. Ask for the fruit, God, in Jesus' name. Hallelujah. Well, I'm gonna try to stay focused on God here and keep praying. And I don't know what lies ahead, and neither of us do. But let's give it to God. And I sound off with you and say I can't believe this is going on, but there's I absolutely don't believe it, but it is. So let's just live for God, and that's all we can do. I don't have all the answers. I don't have any great solution to it. So live for God. He's all we've got.
Yeah, it's all we've got. Really. Thank you for all your love and support too, for everything. And
God, please remember our purpose. God, you know our hearts. Please remember our purpose in Jesus' name.
Well, I'm going to go about my day and go to that meeting with the Lord and for Bobby, and then Julie, Pastor Jay's wife, wanted to get together, so
Okay.
I don't know, I'll just go on with my day.
See, yeah, well, please do, and just stay focused on God. He's all we've got.
He's in such a level feeling, particularly just answer when they don't hear from him.
I think it's honestly almost better. We kind of know where he's coming from right now, so, I would say, we should just kind of prepare for the worst and just kind of hope for the best, but, not let it be overwhelming or surprising if they do come to, talk to each of us, so, it's in God's hands. It's in God's hands. Okay, baby, I don't want to let you go. I really don't. I really don't want to let you go.
I don't
And I don't let you go. I love you, and you are here in my heart completely through it all. And I love you so much. I love you so much, baby.
And I love God, and I do, I love others. I can't believe that this, and Robert loves so many people. I cannot believe this is going to be like a death for both of us as well,
Mm-hmm.
for people. not the purpose I wanted to highlight, you know.
No. And I just thank God for his own name's sake. Like, this is not, like, I want to live for him. I want to live out loud for him. I don't want this to be the way it goes. I really don't. Anyways, baby, I'm sorry. I love you so much. And I'll talk to you soon, my love.
That sounds good. You know what? I think I'm gonna, I'll just turn this phone off. Each time now, maybe. And
Well, if they're tracking, if they're, you know, following me and then getting my phone records and listening in on our conversations and all that, I'm sure they're already familiar with that phone number. Not to say that if someone wants to come to the door, couldn't you shoot me a quick text and then, you know, go hide it away somewhere or something, you know. I think I'm just going to keep like I'll probably just keep a prepared text, just like, hey, God's in control, they're here to talk to me, something like that, just so that I'll just keep that kind of prepared and ready to send to you, just so you know, you'll know if they do come, whatever. Just so I can search my phone on and send it real quick. So.
I can't believe this. I will. We'll be in touch.
Okay, baby, I love you with all of my heart, forever, to the end of it all. I do. I do. I love you. All right, baby.
I'll talk to you soon.
I love you too. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye, my love.
All right. Record reflected 52A was played for the jury. Mr. Smith.
Thank you. Mr. Hearn, drawing your attention to page 22, starting with lines 7 through 11. In there you make you state, it makes me sick to think of, you know, the whole thing and in custody and sitting in court and having our relationship aired and stuff like that. But if that's what it takes for God to spank us and send us out to be humble servants of him, what are you talking about?
What I consider to be the pending results of an investigation.
You were talking about the pending results as in being arrested, being brought to trial, being prosecuted, correct?
Yes, sir, all of those.
Did you ever speak in context of being arrested for simply having an affair?
I don't remember exactly where it was in the recording, but I seem to remember inferring, I think when I referenced that some people get arrested and something about the wrong guy, those were sort of suggestions along those lines that simply because of my relationship to her, I would come onto their radar.
Okay. And was this, again, a plan that you had because you thought people were listening to the call?
Certainly, I thought people may be listening to the call. So some of these recordings are kind of difficult because they're laced with so much deception. But at the same time, hopefully the jury has a discerning ear to understand that some parts were very genuine, but other parts were definitely pretty deceptive.
Same page 22, Miss Limon, this is just so crazy. It's like, oh, I was planning on, leaving Rob, Jonathan like in time, you know. Is that part of the plan as well, that you had spoke with Miss Limon to put your divorce plans or supposed divorce plans out onto the phone?
Yes, that was part of our plan discussed.
Okay. I'm going to put up People's 16. You see that from where you're at?
Yes, sir.
Again, just because you found Jonathan Hearn trying to frame him, as we spoke about in the day prior, I know it wasn't him. And then there's a parentheses, divorce plans. All of these things that are within this paragraph, that is what we've heard over the last 2 days, correct?
Yes, sir.
Where you wrote divorce plans, were you ever a part of divorce plans, as in Sabrina saying she would divorce Robert?
Early on, we discussed divorce. By early on, I should say probably late 2013, early 2014, we did discuss some aspects of divorce, and those were not very favorable or appealing for Sabrina. Or, you know, we agreed after those conversations to go forward with killing Robert. So as part of our alibi, though, we sort of reinstituted that narrative, and with the hopes of claiming that our only intention was to eventually that she would get a divorce.
You talk about deception. So as it relates to this statement, was this deception on your part of the plan? The statement about, this is just so crazy, I was planning on, leaving Rob.
Yeah. Where was that line, sir?
I'm sorry, page 22, lines 21 through 22.
I believe that was Miss Limon speaking then, and I would have interpreted that as being along the lines of deception, yes.
Okay.
Sustained.
Your Honor, I would request People's 52B be played at this time.
Any objection, Mr. Terry?
Submitted.
Be admitted. Deputy Barron will hand out 52B as in Bravo. All right, Mr. Smith, looks like all 12 plus 4 have a copy. Proceed.
playing November 18, 2014 at 08:39 hours.
Hello?
Hey,
Hey.
are you okay?
Yeah. They're down here, so, I just happened to notice, just driving along and I was like, I just saw a car out of place and they're down here now, so.
How do you happy now? Did you?
There was, it was obvious there was like someone posted at a corner, waiting, like watching the intersection. Their vehicle was supposed to be like, I think it was just a vehicle like backed up along the fence line. And I think that's what caught my attention. I've never seen a vehicle parked there. Like it's not part of, like they weren't really in a business, they weren't really anywhere. They were like next to the train tracks, like just backed up along the fence line. And so I just stared, I looked over trying to be discreet, and like the guy sitting there, just like, he like perked up when he saw me and just like watched me all the way through, like trying to, like, you know, but he definitely like perked up and then just like watched me the whole time. And then last night, or early this morning, another vehicle came in and parked at the police station, which there should be no, it wasn't anybody I've ever seen, and it was like a rental car, I think. So, and they like parked there and a couple other police like parked around them. So, but I mean.
A couple other police?
Yeah, they were parked at the police station, and a couple other of the like Redlands police vehicles parked nearby them. So, anyway, it's just, I'm clearly they're down here. So, like it's not even a question for me. Like I'm for sure on what I saw there. So, I didn't want to be alarming at all, but I just want to be kind of realistic. I'm thinking it'll probably be sooner than later, just so you know. And like I said, I don't want to be alarming, but I would appreciate your prayers, and I'm gonna keep praying, because that's all we can do. So, anyways.
Oh my gosh, this is feels so unreal. Like it feels so unreal.
Yeah.
Oh, Jonathan,
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We're about to take off again and head back downtown, and maybe I can call you again when we get down there. We're supposed to go to that same class again, and so I'll probably just sit out and just talk to you. So, if you have a second.
Detective Meyer hasn't called me back.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got his attention more on me right now, you know. So, it's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's part of the process. I think I'm gonna just probably, because for me, I already see what's going on here. So, talk to some lawyers this morning and go from there.
You did?
No, I will. So, yeah, it's locked.
Are you working with just your regular crew today?
No.
No.
I'll tell you in a second, but yeah. So, anyways, I'll give you a call when we get back down to Station 1. How about that?
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Okay. I love you.
Please go. Thank you, sir.
52B was placed for the jury, Mr. Smith.
Bless you.
objection, Mr. Terry?
Yes.
52C, handed out by Deputy Barrett. C as in Charlie. All right, the record reflect that all members of the panel have a copy of the transcript. Mr. Smith, please.
Now playing November 18th, 2014 at 9:37 hours.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey, I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened either. I just someone said call and
Yeah, me too.
they hung us up apparently.
Gosh, this is so deep. Like I can't even imagine the phone line being tapped and that.
Yeah, and I'm almost to the point where I'm like betting it is, you know. I'm pretty much, if they're surveilling us, I'm sure they're listening and all that too.
Oh, gosh. Well, no wonder they think that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I never thought.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but not. I just admire her to ask me questions, you know, but I guess she doesn't look like that.
Well, yeah, that's executives are gonna get information and say, okay, well, you had your chance to tell us you were having an affair. Since you didn't tell us you're having an affair, we'll just prove it ourselves, you know? And that's how they're gonna just do it. It's like, well, and obviously we didn't want to do it because we didn't want the publicity. Like the scrutiny would have been fine, but the publicity would have been what we're trying to avoid, you know? But now it's going to be, you know, now it is going to be both, and just because they did, you know, they went above and beyond to figure out that we were seeing each other. So it's are you okay? I don't want you to be stressed. I really don't want you to be. It's in God's hands.
I know. I feel God. I feel God. I feel God with me, and I still feel His purpose. I guess, you know, and I understand. Like I'm not understanding why I need the punishment. It just doesn't glorify Him in the way that, you know, that I'm feeling. Are you there?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I understand.
But
sometimes God's punishment is hard to understand, and it's justified though. I mean, I feel it is.
yeah.
I know who I've been, and like Robbie said, I deserve a big spanking. You know.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. And just my kids, but well, that's how it goes. The detective, gosh, I wish it's like be harm done to Robert, you know, and you wouldn't either. I just know.
Yeah.
And to think that this is the way that they're gonna go for it. Okay.
Yeah. the details, and then I think about just, him dying, and now your kids losing their daddy, and then that thought just, it hurts so deep, just to see the pain, just to see just the hurt, and then to know.
She's been there for us now. But then that's finished in the butt, so.
Yeah. God, please forgive us for our iniquity, please. Save us and forgive us, please save us and forgive us, God, in Jesus' name. Kind of my thought, just so we're sort of on the same page. I don't want you to, if they straight up say Jonathan Hearn, or send you a picture of Jonathan Hearn and say, hey, this is our suspect, do you know who he is? I do want you to be honest and just tell him, well, yes, I absolutely know who that is, and I know him well, and no, I guarantee he's not the one. I guarantee it.
Okay.
And if they want any further, I'm comfortable with, like, maybe. So how do you know him? Well, it's just, just a, we know each other, friends, whatever. Actually, I don't know. At that point, I just kind of feel like, you know what? They've already roused us and pushed us.
Right, and he's
far
going to
enough.
ask me all those
And he's
questions.
just going to keep getting little baby questions, little tiny baby questions, and just keep going and going and going. And it's like, okay, I just assume kind of that, because I am really not familiar with, as far as violent crimes go, I am really not familiar with the whole process. Like, I'm not even sure, say, when it's like, okay, well, you're arrested and now you go to get a lawyer, like, can I go look it up, or do I have to have the phone number memorized, or whatever? So, like, I don't even know. So I'm going to try to do my research, because I feel like this is coming, and I want you to be prepared, and I want to be prepared, and so I want to probably talk to, one or two people.
And preparation is not anything I've ever.
I dread it, and I've always felt. Here's the funny thing: I have always felt, and even right now, I feel weird looking for a lawyer. It's the weirdest thing. Like, I'm sitting here feeling so awkward, feeling so weird.
Oh yeah.
Because I've always assumed only guilty people get lawyers, and now I'm suddenly realizing this, like, the system, the well-funded government system, is against you and me right now.
Yeah.
And they are, sitting down here and watching, they're listening to this conversation, they're observing, they're trying to put together a case to go through all this work just to tell a story, paint us in a bad light, and put us in jail. And that's all they want. And so now...
The wife. They want the wife.
What's that?
I said they want the wife. Like, that's so crazy. Like, I know, I can't even believe this is my life. I've only watched it on TV.
I know, so now I'm to the point where I'm just thinking and feeling like, I need to, and I'm really, I'll be honest, I'm kind of bummed because of the, that I bought that property, because, I'm betting, and I'm just gonna say this, and I'm sorry, but I'm betting, like, quality lawyer for this is going to be, by the time we're all said and done, I'm betting between the two of us, like, $100,000, you know?
Yeah.
And I just wish, and of course it won't be that up front or something, but it's like, I'm like,
No.
yeah, I don't know.
Well, that, money isn't.
I guess I'm just a little worried because I want to be able to give you the best protection possible, and I want to be able to, I want someone who is a good advocate who understands what they're doing and understands why it's wrong on every level.
Yeah.
And who can articulate that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And describe that for a jury and describe.
Oh my
Good.
gosh. Yeah. Where are you right now?
Sitting outside the fire station, sitting in the fire engine.
Good job. Oh my gosh.
Sabrina, you remember right after probation, I was talking about quitting. I seriously, I seriously like that, and that's the least of my concerns, the least of my thoughts or words,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't.
None of that stuff is important at all.
It really isn't. Like I in a heartbeat, I would give this up to go start from scratch and become, a contractor, a developer, or a missionary, or whatever God needs me to be. Whatever God says, that's what I want to do. I don't want to just do what I wanted to do all along.
Well, this is definitely that whole, God, maybe that's what God intends for us.
That, I thought that very thing, Sabrina. I thought the idea
But
of,
when I've had people come over and tell me about like the railroad and stuff, I've never it's money. That's not how I want to live for God.
I would really rather be simple and poor and working hard and having you come home to you every night to live for God, to be missionaries for Him in our home, in our community, in our church. I don't want to run away from anything, but I want to have, and this might be the catalyst to our testimony of this was the affair that,
We can't take our kids away from our parents,
No. A lot of people have affairs all the time, and this was just another one, but this was one where apparently, I shouldn't say that, but God had other plans for the way the timing was perceived by others, So, it's tough. But it's in God's hands. I don't want us to attach ourselves to that dream either, like the dream of you and I, me quitting my job and going and just a hard worker and coming home to you every night. Because you know what? I really don't, starting over, I really don't know what God has planned for us. I really don't. So, but I trust Him. I really do. And God wants us to trust Him. God wants us to need Him in need him more than now, and I've never felt like I trust him. You know, I want to trust him even more.
Good, I'm glad. Oh, good. He's all we have.
For sure. Oh, baby. Well, hey, can I do too. I know that feeling. I'm sorry. I know. Me too.
Where did they just all of a sudden just randomly come up with these videos?
I'm gonna guess this was something that they.
Is that?
Excuse me. I'm gonna guess that this is something they were thinking of and trying to build, you know, a case on me for a long time kind of thing. That's my guess. And if it turns out, because that sounds like me, because, well, I don't know, my helmets are black, and I don't have black tank tops, but they could just be a coloring thing. And, you know, you mentioned one glove and stuff, like, okay, so that they have a view of me at a gas station, whatever, you know, like, there's still so much more to, you know, and I think that's what they're going for, is rather than just, because they obviously can't just prove the case straight up, they can't just say, well, clearly, you know, this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and Jonathan, you know, shot Rob 6 times in the back of the head, or whatever. They can't, you know, they can't, they can't just come right out and say that, so they have to build a story based on a lot of little, like, you know, all these little things, all like, okay, well, they're having an affair, and he rides a motorcycle, and you know, maybe their suspect also rides a motorcycle, and he does this, and he does that, and he was, you know,
Oh my gosh, I had no idea this is how the justice system works, you know? Like, I had no idea. I mean,
Yeah. Well, it's, you know, that's just kind of, that is how it goes. And I'm sure you've heard the expression, the injustice system, because we should also be grateful that we, you know, if we have, it says in the Bible, with many counselors thou shalt make thy war. And, you know, I think that's part of our shortcoming in our affair, is there's only two of us. And so when there's only two of us, there's only two opinions, two views, and there's a lot of blind spots. And so when there's only two of us, we talk about like, oh, you know, I think we're safe. I'll come over and like, okay, I'll just park closer to the neighbors. Whatever. And like, it all makes sense because there's only two perspectives. But if you were to take now other perspectives, a third, a fourth, whatever, like the Bible says, with many counselors thou shalt make thy war. And here we are going to war, defending ourselves against these allegations, you know, because just from what it sounds like, the video is of me, and I'm guessing he's going to then show you finally a third one saying like, okay, here's his face. Do you recognize him? And of course you do, and you'll tell him and all that. But by then it's like, okay, we need to get, so anyway, the point about the counselors, I do feel like it's important to have a legal team, not because we want them to represent us, but because God can use them as, this is what they do every day for a living, and God can use them as a, as a good shoulder to lean on, someone who knows, like, oh no, constitutionally, you can't ask Sabrina that question. Like, you're not allowed to ask her that question. And she doesn't have to answer it. And, well, technically, you don't have to answer any question, but anyway, like, they know the process, and they know, and I don't. And so that's kind of why I do want to try to, this morning, as soon as possible, try to get some counsel. And that's what it's actually called in court, is retained counsel, meaning they're there, you're paying someone to be a counselor for you, someone to provide you some counsel. And they do. Anyways, so I want to be wise. I want to be wise, and if this is the direction it's going, I don't want to be so caught off guard and be like, I just can't believe they would say this about me. Well, they are. So it's time to gird up our loins and move forward in the process, So, and God, we don't want to get ahead of you. God, please give us direction. We want the lawyer that you want for us. God, please help us to find a good one. Please help us to not have one who's selfish or has ill intentions or a bad reputation amongst you or man. Help us to find a good person, someone who can represent family well and can represent God well, who understands why Sabrina and I were having our affair. Because it wasn't just an affair, gosh. It was not just an affair. It was, you were using it as your tool to cultivate our hearts, to prepare us, to bring you towards you. And we knew that things were wrong in her marriage. God, and yes, we were selfish. Yes, we were prideful. But God, please help us be able to tell the whole story and paint it in the light that you want us to paint it in. In Jesus Christ's name, God the Father and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
I love you, Sabrina.
Walking me through it all, and
I love you so much.
thank you.
Can I look into this, and then I'll maybe send you some contact information just in case you need the information as well. I want us to be on the same page, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Trying to think, I might have to try to, well, we'll see. I might have to move some money around. I think I just paid off that property and I don't have a whole lot of liquid funds, so I might have to, do you think if and I hate to do this, I hate to ask this, but
No.
do you think if there was like a couple thousand as a retainer or something that I could enlist a little of yours?
Absolutely, of course. Of course.
Sure. I don't want to assume, and I don't know how much you have or if you have much.
My husband does insurance,
I know a lot of it is gone now with the house and stuff, so.
Actually, I haven't, I have to go to the bank and still take care of that, so.
Oh, they didn't capture the other one.
I have to have a check go to the bank.
Oh, really? Okay, so they just voided it out. Well, that might be good.
Yeah, I guess they're going to send it back, so.
Okay.
Absolutely,
Okay. thank you. I really appreciate that. That's a big relief for me, so thank you.
Oh, gosh.
Thank you. I will call you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what's that? Like I said, no.
No, okay. Yeah.
Please pray for me too that I'm the right one, because I don't want to be, there's a lot of sleazy lawyers out there who'll just, yeah, they'll win a case or whatever, but I don't want to be associated with that. Like, we do have a story, you know, and I want it to be well represented.
Yeah. Me too.
So, anyways, I love you so much. And
I love you too. I have to go over to the school here soon.
okay. I will, give me a text it just to this phone or to both phones. I mean, at this point, I don't think it really, I really think they're probably kind of watching all communications. It kind of doesn't matter, but I'll just send it to the one.
Okay.
I'll just send it to this one and just keep it nearby.
Okay.
Okay, baby.
Okay.
I love you, princess.
I love you too.
Please pray for me. I appreciate it.
Okay, I will. I will.
Thank you.
I love you and thank you. Be safe.
Thank you. God knows the number of our days.
Thank you.
I love you, my girl. I love you. Okay, sounds like we're leaving. Anyway. Okay, I'll call you or text you when I can.
Okay.
I love you, my girl. Bye, princess.
Right. Record will reflect that 52C was played for the jury. Mr. Smith looked like the end of the day. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, remember we're dark tomorrow, which means we will not be in session tomorrow, but we'll be back at it Friday. Okay, so you get tomorrow off. We'll see you back on Friday morning at 9 o'clock. Remember not to form or express any opinion nor discuss the case.